Hi everyone, welcome back to A Sky Full of Stars, Orihime's Route, episode 10. So, Orihime and Akito are now official a couple, and I find it interesting that Orihime wants to explore and enjoy all the things that Akito does when he's not at school or at the Six Stars Club. So, Orihime almost got sucked in by Miharu-san to run a shift at the Sao Tome Stop-by convenience store, and she wanted to play with the lint roller that Akito uses to remove the pet hair from Kotaro. So also, we get to see what the secret is about, so what the other members of the Six Stars Club are hiding from Orihime, and it has something to do with Orihime's birthday. So, the observation camp that they're planning on, it occurs around Orihime's birthday, aka White Day, so that's why they want to make it secret until it actually happens, and if Orihime finds out, then the magic of it will probably be ruined. So anyways, Akito's asking for some ideas about what can I do with Orihime, and I'm sure nobody's going to give him advice because they're kind of jealous, and Takeichi is not a good choice to ask. So, Orihime is in Hoshitaichi, and once again she's getting so much attention, and let's see how it goes from here. And just as I meet her, my phone vibrates. So I tried texting you. The notification shows that it's from Orihime. There you go. Oh, so I saw you, so I came running. Well, it's more like Takeichi pointed it out. Hey, I see a huge crowd of girls over this one person. That must be your girl. And I had run so hard that I'm out of breath. And I got my breath under control as I smile at her. Hey, so don't we go somewhere else? So what's wrong? Oh, so where's your bag? I had left it in the club room again. So this time Orihime reminds Akito that he does not have to ask Takeichi to bring it to him after hours. And I'm sure Takeichi won't appreciate that. Okay, so Orihime goes to the club room, and let's see how Takeichi responds. Hello. Oh, take a seat. Like anything to drink? Alright, I'll buy you something. Takeichi left right after he said that. No, don't worry about it. It's like, well, Takeichi is just not happy that you're here, so he's just trying to not be in the club room as much as possible. Takeichi is just being considerate and giving us some time alone together. That's also a good way to, or that might just be a good way to put the fact that he's jealous. So is there anything specific that you came here for? So I just want to see you. Is there a problem with that? No. It's okay. So I just wanted to know what you want to do tomorrow. So still kind of, I want to come and see you. She could have talked about what... Okay, so she could have asked me on the phone, but then I realized what it is. So yeah, Orihime did want to see me. And it made me happy that we are on the same thought pattern. Well, I'm just happy that I got to see you. Well, you know, that's kind of embarrassing to say like that. Orihime is blushing too. So Orihime, and reach out my hand.
ダメよ。草壁くんが戻ってくるわ。
So, I know that Kusakabe is jealous, so I don't want to upset him. Well, how about we do it now, so while he's out?
なら、これだけ。
So she holds on my hand in a small grasp, and it had been a while since I had felt Orihime's softness. And I wanted to hold her tight, but I could not do that right now. Well, how about a hug?
ダメ。
Well, that can't do, so I'm sure that's going to get us lost in time, and then Kusakabe is going to show up and we'll be caught off guard. Okay, kiss.
そういうのは明日お願い。
So that's what I remembered. Oh yeah, so he came here to ask me about the plans for tomorrow.
やり忘れたバレンタイン、明日再戦させてもらえないかしら。
Oh, okay, so once again about the Valentines. So it's already been a few days after Valentine's Day and Orihime wants to make it up somehow. So does that mean...
そう、バレンタインデートをしましょう。
Of course, I didn't have any objections, and so it was decided that we would go on a date tomorrow. So it makes sense that Orihime wants to save all the intimacy for tomorrow because, well, it's going to happen on a date and it makes sense. So I think what happens now is that, okay, alright, so he wants Miharu to cover the shifts of when he's going out with Orihime. And I beg Miharu-san while I am working at the store.
だってあの子とデートなんでしょ?
Miharu-san really hates the idea. It's like, well, I don't like the idea because I'm covering a shift because someone has to go on a date. And that makes me upset and jealous. And that's not fair. And not only did she did not want to work, but she hates the idea that I had a date. There you go. Well, I'll work 3 times more if you change with me tomorrow, so I'll make up by covering 3 of your shifts. But never mind that I am currently doing her work.
ミハル、これだけ頼んでるんだ。代わってあげたらどうなんだい?
And obviously, the store manager will accept it. It's like, well, you should do more work, Miharu.
いや、でもこのままだとアキトはうちの婿になってくれないわよ。
Well, I'm pretty sure the store manager has come to accept that fact.
それは諦めた。空見くんはあんたなんかにはもったいない。
And I don't think he's fit for you. So basically, Miharu is too low value. And the owner sighed deeply as she had said that.
いいよ、行ってきて。彼女との初デートなんだろ。
It's like, well, I support you going out with that girl, so have fun.
うちの娘を当てにしなくてもいいよ。店は私と父ちゃんで何とかするから。
And don't worry about my daughter, so she's supposed to work anyways. Thank you very much, ma'am.
いつも頑張ってもらってるからね。こんな時くらい好きにさせてやんなきゃ。
And the summary of the store manager's thoughts, like, well, I really want you to lighten up. So, yeah, you're a student. You should focus more on the other things that students do. So, schoolwork and meeting with other people. And I couldn't raise my head to the manager. Well, I'm so grateful that I could cry.
いつも通り朝だけはよろしく頼むよ。その後は一日自由にしていいからさ。
So, okay, well, we do need your help at some place, but I'll leave, or I'll try to work around your schedule so that you can have lots of time and freedom to meet with that girl. Yes, ma'am. So, Master of Love, Komako-san, please help this lost boy. Okay, so he's going to talk to Komako office lady, well, actually, Hikari.
アドバイスって言われても困るし。
Well, I'm not sure if Hikari's jealous, or maybe she is, but not to the extent of Takeichi. Though Hikari is upset like, well, you went with her instead of cute little Saya. So when I got back to my room, I messaged Komako, aka my child friend Hikari. Hikari and I are establishing our new relationship, but even still, I had gone to Komako for advice, just like I used to. And I wonder if he has a separate chat log or like a separate contact for Komako versus Hikari. But then again, they're on the same username, so tomorrow's our first date, so what should I do? I decide on asking Takeichi is pointless, so I am counting on Hikari's help.
そうね。とりあえず清潔にしときなさい。あと、お金は多めに持つこと。何があってもいいようにね。
Wait, money? Honestly, that's the hardest part. So, I'm not anywhere as rich as Orihime, and I can't really buy the things that will impress Orihime, given that the things that I buy is nowhere near as good as what Orihime usually gets in her household. And I'm sure Orihime would be careful about that, but I didn't want to make a habit of asking her for money.
そうだよね。と一で貸そうか?
Well, you devil. So loans are gonna be worse, because I have to pay back somehow.
っていうか、溜め込んでるんじゃないの?
And I'm cutting costs to save up money. But I had been saving up so much that I could support myself in the future. And I could not use that to play around.
あんた、優先順位を履き違えてるでしょ。今は何を優先すべきなのか、ちょっと考えればわかることじゃない。
But you know, you should make Orihime happy. That's more important. And pointing that out helped a lot. So, thank you, Komako. Yeah, you're right. So I should use it for Orihime.
わかればよろしい。
Good boy, says Komako.
ひとまず応援しとくから、せいぜい頑張ってきなさい。
Okay, so it's the next day, and you can see sunrise coming. The dawn's here, and the night is changing into day. And the mountains still had the color of night, but the rising sun is changing that. And I think he brought Kotaro along with him. I know, I'm going. Okay, so what's up with Kotaro? You're full of energy today. And I petted Kotaro all over. His body heat and coat of fur felt good on my chilled hands. Okay, so time to go back. Yep, says Kotaro. I'm so excited that I woke up early. And I took Kotaro on a long walk, but I'm still worked up. And in fact, I'm more excited if anything. Okay, so he's done with his short shift, and it's time for him to go to Orihime.
あ、ゆっくり楽しんどいで。
So, have fun, enjoy! And I'm going to meet up with Orihime at exactly 11 a.m. I could take my bike to the city, but after considering it, I decide to take the bus instead. Okay, I'm nervous. So Orihime is the one who planned this date, so I had no clue what is on her agenda. And what would we do and where? And what did I know is when and where to meet up, and that I'm going to get chocolate. So I'm on the bus, so on my way. And I'm nervous and could not wait, so I messaged her.
こちらもバスの中なう。今日こそ停車ボタンを押しますわ。
And she sent a picture with the message. So it's Orihime's finger on the stop button. And like always, the tips of her fingers are beautiful. Well, I can't wait to see you. And it's embarrassing to say, but it's okay by text message. So Orihime is the same. And there's about another 20 more minutes until I would arrive. And I could hardly wait. Okay, so they're here. Orihime comes towards me once I get off the bus. And I thought she's going to jump into my arms, so I have my arms stretched out. But it's too embarrassing and uncomfortable for Orihime to do that. So she gets confused and stops right in front of me. Wait, so did I read wrong? Well, I got too excited and made it really embarrassing. And I was just about to lower my arms when So wait, okay, so Orihime's like, oh, so you want me to do this, so I'll do it before Akito rescinds the motion. She jumps and our bodies collide. Oh, so that was dangerous. So I caught Orihime with and is barely holding on to her. So even though Harbor Town has a lot of couples, it would stand out if we just started hugging each other while everyone's watching. It's okay. I want people to watch us or look at us. Well, are you being a bit bold? So Orihime's like, well, I don't mind. But for Akito, he's not comfortable with it. She's staring or starting to talk back. And if I hadn't been too worried about the people around me, she would have been the best kind of a situation, or this. Even though her coat, Orihime felt good to hold. And I could put my head in her shoulder and smell the sweet fragrance of her hair. So it would appear that I'm happy as well. So he gave me a little bit of freedom. And I raised my head thinking that we are going to kiss, but she took a step back. Okay, so that'll be good for now. Wait, Orihime? She looks away uncomfortably, and as she stood there, cheeks turning pink, I understood very well how she felt. Her cheeks are still pink, but she starts talking like normal to change the mood. Well, I'm looking forward to today. So we politely exchange greetings, and that's the beginning of our secret signal. So let's go then. She naturally extends her hand, but I could tell that she is still aware of how close we are. And she's trying to ask like a girlfriend for today, or act. Okay, yes. And I grab her extended hand and lightly grip it. So Harbor Town is quite cold during February, but there is still quite a bit of activity. And it's just about noon, so there are people lining up at the stands. So that's where we're going to start with. I guess. She looks around. So I want to go to the planetarium. Of course, we would go straight for anything related to astronomy. And it's the last day of February, and thus the last day for this month's show. Okay, well, we've already seen this month's show several times. But for Orihime, she's still interested in it. It's like, well, it still has its charm. Well, I can't watch it a whole lot more.
生解説なら変化もあるし、ちっとも飽きませんわ。
So let's go to the one that has the live commentary. And in truth, often when we meet up, we would always go to the Planetarium. And we could spend 1 or 2 hours there and still be satisfied. And we had basically become regulars there.
時間はちょうどいいよね。あと5分もすれば次が始まるわ。
Okay, so let's go watch it then.
ええ。
And because we had both arrived early, we were able to make the 11 o'clock showing. We rushed to purchase the tickets and barely made it into the dome. So we didn't have time to sit down before the lights dimmed. And the program is starting.
ただいまより宇宙の神秘ヒーリングタイムをお届けします。
So is this a new show? So background music is playing and the dome turns to dusk. And in only a few moments, the dome is covered in a veil of darkness.
今回は癒し系プログラムのようね。
So Orihime keeps her voice as low as possible as not to disturb the people around us. And this kind of therapeutic program seems to be created with couples in mind. So do you prefer the live commentary show?
否定はしないわ。でもこちらのプログラムも決して悪いものではないから。
So the music has soothing effect as the stars rolled along. And so they seem to have some sort of aromatherapy equipment to accompany the show. And the poetic narration of the show didn't really provide much explanation, it just tries to enhance the beauty of the stars. And that is all it took to make a program. It's kind of bold and yet kind of comforting.
星の瞬きが何よりも雄弁に語っているのね。
And they don't need any words. So after a while, even the narration faded off. The music makes you feel like you are small in comparison with the stars. And I'm being sucked in to the point where I could not really hear the music, like they are lowering the volume to the point where I could not hear it.
Akito-kun? Akito-kun?
I think he fell asleep. Orihime? Wait, so did I fall asleep? Orihime had brought me back to reality. Wait,
いいえ、とても真剣に見ていましたわ。
so you got carried away and you got lost in...
星に焼いてしまうくらいに。
Orihime's soaking is really cute. Oh, I'm sorry. So I got carried away.
途中で手をつないだの気づかなかったでしょ。
So looking down, I saw that her hand is resting on mine.
にぎにぎしても気づかないんだもの。どうしたら気づくかとことんやってみようかと思ってしまったわ。
Well, she is starting to massage my hand.
暗闇に乗じてキスしようかと思いもしましたけど。
Wait, you? Really did?
できなかったわ。私も星空を見上げてしまったから。
Orihime smiles sadly. And it seems the stars are more important than teasing me with a kiss.
星座や惑星、それらを目で追いかけるのも楽しいけれど、ゆったりした気持ちでただ星空を見るのもいいものね。
Well, looks like it did have a healing effect.
個人的にはもうちょっとドキドキ感があってもいいと思いますわ。
So we left the planetarium and once again joined the crowd at Harbor Town. So I think Orihime is jealous, like, well, I see that Akito is more interested in the stars. He's so deep into it as opposed to me. And I don't know why that would be enough to make Orihime upset. Because, of course, Akito can't be married to the stars. Literally, well, you can figuratively speak it.
お昼を食べるにはちょうどいい頃合いかしら。
Well, anyways, so it's time for lunch. So it's just past midday and the lunch rush has begun. And it looks like there are lines forming for the stalls.
でもレストランやイートインスペースの待ち時間はきっとそれ以上になりそうよ。ということで場所を変えましょう。
So let's find somewhere else to eat lunch. And it seems that this had been her plan all along, so I followed suit.
プラネタリウムも見ましたし、ハーバータウンは以上で。バスで次に移動しますわよ。
So where's the next location? The best staying spot in Hoshinaka is Harbor Town. And that's what I heard even before I lived here. So where are they going? So I sat down right beside Orihime on the bus, and she would go silent from time to time and look out the window. So do you not like Harbor Town? We left Harbor Town quickly after the planetarium. She probably didn't like places like that.
そんなことないわよ。なんといってもプラネタリウムがありますし。
I think that's the only place that Orihime likes in Harbor Town.
ただ私はもう少し静かな方が好き。
Oh, so it's too crowded. Orihime is being truthful with me.
人の賑やかな営みを感じるのは私も決して嫌いではないのよ。でも時々不安になるの。そんな時星空を見上げたくなる。
So why do people stargaze? Was it just because there are stars in the sky to look at? So knowing the emptiness of space but being able to see something on the other side of the void is a sombre feeling.
ねえ、アキトくん、あなたはどうして星を見るの？
So I was the astronomer who never looked at the stars. So I could understand the people who don't stargaze. But at that time, I could understand the people who did. And I know I would become trouble if I thought about it too much. So the planetarium's answer is simple. So because the stars are beautiful. And maybe it's easier if I thought about it like that too. So why this place? Mako Academy. So here we are on the grounds of Mako Academy.
そうよ。ここなら落ち着けるでしょ。
Maybe Orihime felt calm here, but I'm completely out of place. True?
いいかしら。
Well, I'm happy to be anywhere where you go. And to be honest, I'm more out of place here than at Harbor Town. Now, on the other hand, it's more familiar here because I had visited this place so many times. So the school building had good lighting, and on Saturday there's no one around. And I wonder why it's not locked and why they're allowed to enter.
3年通ったけれど、ここは常に身が引き締まる思いがするわ。
We elegantly walked down the hallway, try not to make a sound.
初等部の頃は先生に何度も注意されたものよ。
The buildings might be different, but the basic design is the same.
そのまま繰り上がってきた子たちと外部生ではやはり歩き方からして違うの。
So is Corona going to be okay? I'm worried because she behaved differently from girls who grew up rich like Orihime and Honoka.
メローペなら心配いらないわ。
She'll be okay.
彼女は賢い子よ。きちんと自分というものを理解しているわ。
Orihime had seen what kind of person Corona is deep down.
少なくとも明光学院の外部入試にパスした子だもの。学業面だけでなく素質ありと認められたから合格したの。ただ成績が良いだけでは明光の門をくぐることは許されないのですから。
Orihime thought highly of Corona. I didn't really get it, but I trusted Orihime. That's enough.
来年度もまた校舎が変わるけれど、明光の廊下を歩くことに変わりはない。何も変わらないのは理解できるのだけど。ダメね、気にしてしまって。卒業というのはセンチメンタルになるようだわ。
The slight sound of Orihime's footsteps are mixing with mine, and the noise of my clumsy steps are echoing through the halls. Well, I can't walk like you.
いいのよ、あなたはそのままで。あなたがあなたでなくなる方が私は嫌だわ。
She tugs slightly on my hand as she says this.
少しだけ私に歩調を合わせて。そうよ。
So I stood next to Orihime, trying to mimic how she walked. And the tapping sounds of my steps don't disappear, but they did quiet down.
どうかしら?
So how's this? It would be nice if we could do this again next time.
それはダメよ。今日は特別。
Well, just for today, because today's special.
普段こんな風に手をつないで歩いたら噂になってしまうもの。
We could get away with it today because it's Saturday. And I guess I should just be happy that we got this chance.
温かい飲み物を用意しますわね。
Orihime starts to get the drinks ready. I sat down in a chair and wait for her. And I thought she would prepare red tea like always, but a sweet fragrance fills the room. So is that,
ハッピーバレンタインですわ。
There's a dark liquid in a cup that I always saw here. It's different than coffee, it had a sweeter fragrance to it. So I wonder if it's coffee but with all the added fragrances and condiments. Oh, so cocoa, but it's kind of different. So I think it's hot chocolate.
ホットチョコレートよ。牛乳にチョコレートを溶かし込んだ飲み物なの。
It's more like milk chocolate because there's milk and chocolate in there. And I could see a stainless steel flask in her hand as she explained. So you brought it all the way here?
ええ、これがバレンタイン第1弾よ。
So I'm giving you milk chocolate instead of actual chocolates.
ずいぶん遅くなってしまったけれど、どうぞ飲んでみて。
So a chocolate that you drink. It's perfect drink after being out in the cold. Okay, well then.
待って、トッピングを忘れていたわ。
So what else does Orihime want to add? She drops 2 white items into the cup. So white chocolate now?
マシュマロよ。
Oh, marshmallows.
本来ならさらに加熱するものらしいけど、熱々のホットチョコレートで溶かしてね。
So I think it's like drinkable drinkable s'mores or s'mores liquid form. So marshmallow and chocolate, truly interesting. And I push down the marshmallows with the teaspoon and they start to melt from the heat. And I fiddled it for a while and then brought the cup to my lips. Oh, so it is sweet.
アキトくんは甘いの平気よね。
So is it a problem? Is it too sweet? Yeah, but this is quite different from cocoa. It's similar, but it's also thicker and sweeter, though the sweetness there is still the bitter taste of chocolate. And there really is a different feeling from when you make it, the drink by melting chocolate, compared to making it by mixing it with cocoa powder. Well, I'm sure for cocoa powder it's processed, and it might not be real chocolate. The warmth is heating me up just the right kind of Valentine chocolate for now. And I took one more sip. The strong chocolate flavor is getting ever more prevalent.
ホットチョコレートだけではバランス悪いわよね。
So she then presents me with a fluffy cream puff.
ホイップクリームが合うわよ。試してみて。
And I'm hoping for a different flavor, so I reached out for the cream puff right in front of me. And it tastes like it's half cream and half custard, making it easy to eat after the hot chocolate. So it is really well balanced. And it's quite different from the mass-produced ones at the convenience store. I could tell the difference between taste and the texture of the crust with the smoothness of the cream.
クリーム、口についてますわよ。
And before I could get a tissue, Orihime reaches out with a finger.
取れましたわ。
She licks her finger with the cream right on it.
甘いですわね。とっても。
It's a normal thing, but also strangely exciting. Her moist lips are shimmering like they are seducing me. Well, anyways, so thank you for your Valentine chocolate.
お礼を言うのはまだ早いわ。第一弾と言ったはずよ。
So this is not all.
いろいろなチョコレートを用意してまいりましたの。今日はチョコレート尽くしですわ。
And I hope Akito can handle it. She had been prepared to have a chocolate festival here from the beginning.
ガトーショコラにチョコクッキー、チョコレート味のアイスなども用意してきましたわ。
So everything with chocolate, cookies, let's see, cacao, and ice cream.
さあ、お腹いっぱい召し上がってくださいね。
And that's going to be too much for Akito to handle. If this is chocolate festival, then I could not really expect other types of food. And I steel myself and prepare to be covered in a sweet dream by Orihime.
ごめんなさい。調子に乗りすぎたかしら。
Okay, so I think Akito got a stomach ache from eating all those chocolates from Orihime. Cause I'm sure that's way too much for anybody to handle. And it's sweet and... So I had some heartburn from eating too much chocolate. Okay? I kind of wish I could eat peanuts or something to clean the palate or palate.
チョコレートのかかったものならありますけど。
Well, unfortunately, those aren't chocolate. So I want something that's not chocolate to balance my diet. She's prepared for anything. But I didn't think I could eat any more chocolate. Well, I feel like I've eaten 5 years worth of chocolate today.
私もですわ。
Well, it's kind of lovely eating chocolate by myself, so Orihime joined me in the struggle part way through. So, it's kind of lonely. But she didn't have much and is feeling much better than me right now. Well, I don't think I can handle any more, so, yeah, no more chocolate for me.
あ、でも。
And there's still a mountain of chocolate left over. Uh-oh. Well, I'll take the rest home and just ship it away at overnight. And I start to pack it neatly into my bag. So it's okay for me to have all this then? I would rather eat it a bit every day to remind me of Orihime rather than saving it all in one, or eating it in one go.
もちろんよ。すべてあなたのために用意したものだから。
Okay, well it's for you anyways, so I want you to have it. And a weight had lifted off Orihime's shoulders. The Valentine's Day that we never had. And having to do it over now had been a lot of pressure on her. Well, I'm sorry for making you do this.
違うのよ。無理なんて全然。
It's okay, it's okay. Well, you don't have to lie to me. And I pull her in for a hug as she is panicking. Well, I'm really grateful for your Valentine's Day surprise, and it meant a lot to me. But I don't want you to push yourself. And that's why... And I could not put the rest into words. And it's frustrating that I could not tell her properly, so I just hugged her lightly. And I hope it's okay for them to still be here at this hour, because I'm sure there might have been security guards that would have asked them to leave, or I think at a minimum, Orihime might have been documented for being on campus after hours with someone that's not part of Mako Academy. So a lot of time has passed before we knew it. And there are no classes today, so we will not be able to stay much longer. Orihime said that while holding my hand the whole time. And it's hard to separate. And it's the same for me. Okay, so it's time to end our date too, huh? And I whispered to myself. Orihime shook at the sound of that. So Orihime? So what's wrong? The date is just getting good, and I couldn't understand her reluctance to end it simply because of the time. So do you want to hang out a little bit longer? So if we wanted to continue our date, we have to change locations. So let's move to your room then. Well, I'm sorry, my room right now is not usable. Why? So I think he's trying to avoid going back because Miharu's going to be upset with him about, well, it's not fair, you're with this girl, I have to cover your shifts, and he wants to wait until the Satomes calm down before he goes back to his room. And bringing Orihime in is going to make the situation worse. And it seems like Orihime didn't have much choice but to give up. However, she looks like she's seriously trying to come up with alternatives. So I still want to be with you in some way. So let's go to my place. Her face lights up like it's a great idea. Wait a minute. We can't go for that yet. So I want to go to your place at some point, but not now, in the future. Orihime took out her phone without waiting for a reply and called someone. And she just goes on calling. And I grow dumbfounded as the phone call continues, and they wrap up with their conversation and Orihime ends the call. Okay, so she says yes. And she's really proud. But I could not get excited about it. But isn't that too much of a bother? No. But isn't it kind of hard to talk about?
きちんと許可は得ていますわよ。
And that is not the problem. Well, I don't want to cause trouble for your parents, so let me handle things from here.
何か心当たりがありますの？
Oh, trust me. So they left Mako Academy and got on the bus. And while we were waiting for the bus, Orihime lets her parents know that we weren't going to be at her place anymore. So, change the plans.
これからどこに？
So, where do you want to take me? Someplace good. And I'm being ambiguous because it would be embarrassing to say out loud. But looks like that piqued Orihime's curiosity as she looks really excited.
いいところってとても気になりますわ。
So, what's this place? It might be something good. So they took the bus down the road towards Mikazuki Station. And after we disembarked, we climbed a mountain path.
アキトくんの考えがだいたい分かってきましたわ。
So I know where you're going to take me. So it's pretty obvious. Orihime looks like she is getting even more excited. Okay, here we are. So this is our goal. So the stargazing spot. The Christmas Eve stargazers meetup is still fresh in our minds. Well, that's good. And Orihime is giggling joyfully as she looks around the area. So this is the only place I could think of where we could go for a special occasion. And we should have borrowed some equipment from the Mako Club since we were there. But that would have ruined the surprise. And I had known that Orihime would figure it out, so I had decided against it.
ねえ、アキトくん、ここは本当に変わらないわね。
So the dam is nearby, so this is a secret only known to a few people. And it isn't even a famous spot for stargazing, so it's like the Six Stars Club secret spot.
伝説は再び現実になり、そして新たな歴史を紡いでいく。プレアディスの姉妹たちも年を経るごとに入れ替わっていくでしょう。でもいつまでも終わることなく続いてほしい。そんな願いは高望みかしら。
So Orihime asks quietly as she looks up at the stars. And I'm just a little while Orihime would graduate and leave the Six Stars Club. So she's graduating soon. And she could continue as an alumna, but she wouldn't be able to directly do anything. Well, don't worry. I'll protect the Six Stars Club. And before I graduate, I had to teach the younger club members how to run the club. And I won't let your club disappear. So, after you graduate, the Six Stars Club will continue to run. And I took her hand as I said that. So, wait, so your hands are freezing.
アキトくんの手はあったかね。
Well, I thought it would be cold, so I brought some hand warmers in my pocket. So as well as, okay, open your mouth. So what does Akito want to feed Orihime? So I put a piece of chocolate in her open mouth. Okay, so here's some chocolates. And it's one of the ones that you gave me earlier, but I thought that you would like something sweet. And the milky chocolate would surely warm her up from the inside.
本当美味しい。
Okay, so I'll have some too. Wait, I thought he had too much chocolate. He doesn't want to have any more.
あ、ちょっと待って。お返しに食べさせてあげるわ。
Oh, I want to feed you. She took the chocolate from me and put it in my mouth.
どう？美味しい？
Yeah, it is.
二人一緒だと嬉しいわね。
We cuddled and looked up at the sky.
ねえ、どの星が見たい？アキトくんと同じ星が見たいわ。
Okay then, so I want to see... The winter sky is magnificent, and there are so many stars to look at. And naming each one by one, we both looked at the same stars. And I could feel the cold since I could feel the warmth from where we are touching. And so if it got cold, we could have a piece of chocolate. And the sweetness spread in our mouths warmed us up. Stargazing without any equipment, the two of us stayed like that for more than 30 minutes. And there's no better way to end a Valentine's Day date than this. So enter March, and Orihime's graduation drew closer. And if I remember correctly, there was probably an age scene that happened during that time of Akito and Orihime up in the mountains. And I don't remember exactly what happened. But anyways, the ceremony is this weekend. So when Orihime officially graduates from Mako Academy. The other 30 years stopped showing up to the club room, except for Orihime, who is acting like she's a mama bear protecting her cub. And then one day Orihime and Honoka brought a certain person to the club room. So who's that? It's none other than Mako Academy's new incoming student, Corona.
お招きいただきありがとうございます。
So welcome, Corona, goodbye, Orihime. She bows and it's cute. Her braided hair bounced as she energetically greets everyone like usual.
ようこそ明光学院天文部へ。改めて合格おめでとうございます。ありがとうございます。お行儀が良くなったわね。春に備えて練習しているのかしら。
So we're trying to teach you how to act like a Mako student.
お母さんが厳しくってもう。
And things haven't gone better with Corona and her mother. So I heard from Takichi how when she had been accepted, the parents, especially the mom, has been overjoyed. And rumor has been spreading in the neighborhood that there's a genius in Kusakabe family. Must be hard for you, Corona. So it's like, if there's anything wrong, if you have any questions, we'll go to Corona and she'll give us the answer. And that puts a lot of stress and burden on Corona.
ほんと大変だよ。でもね、ちっとも嫌じゃないんだ。必要なことだって分かってるから、今は楽しくって。
She had the strength to face it head on. And I suppose it's part of what makes her amazing.
さすがは我々の自慢の妹だわ。褒めて褒めて。
She raises her head like she wants to be petted. Orihime had had an air of confidence as she pets Corona on the head.
姫ちゃん撫でるの上手。
That's good.
メローペもずっと撫でていたくなる可憐さですわ。
She sat her down on her lap and petted her like a pet cat.
もうメローペと呼んではいけないのかしら。
But now that you're a Mako student, you're not going to be Merope anymore.
名校に入学したらそうなっちゃうね。ここはなんて言ったっけ？大下駄です。名校学院は大下駄の名を冠されていますので。
So you're going to be a Taigeta.
じゃあ大下駄のコロナになっちゃうの？大下駄では嫌かしら。
So is it bad?
嫌いとかそういうんじゃなくてね。コロナはずっとメローペだと思ってたから。
Well, I'm used to Merope. Is there any way for her to stay as Merope?
プレアデスの姉妹の名はもともと各学校に付随したものですから。
Well, unfortunately, Taigeta is the name that's given to the school. So if Karuna enrolls in this school, she'll have to be a Taigeta. So, strictly speaking, the name Merope didn't exactly refer to Karuna. But everyone at the Six Stars Club had adored Karuna as Merope. So it's like, well, Merope is for someone who's a junior, who is not in a high school yet, but will be, and is interested in the astronomy club.
アキ兄の気持ちは嬉しいけど、コロナだっていつまでも子供じゃないから。春からはちゃんとタイゲタのコロナになるよ。偉いわね。将来頼もしいわ。名工学院を背負って立つ期待のスーパールーキーですから。
And both of them are flattering Karuna and making her blush. And they're polite, but they are honestly welcoming her in and expecting greatness from her. And in both of them, she is the new member that they have been waiting for.
さあ、お茶とお菓子をどうぞ。
So, some refreshments. Karuna innocently enjoys her food. And there isn't a huge amount of food, but perhaps enough to call it a tea party.
吉岡も見ていないで食べなさい。さあさあ。ありがとうございます。
And being served by Orihime, Honoka seems a little uneasy.
空見くんもどうぞ。
Well, thanks. She gave me a refill of tea, and Orihime keeps adding to our plates as we ate.
あれ、なんだかおかしい。
So what's wrong?
アキ兄と姫ちゃんって付き合ってるんだよね。呼び方変わったってコロナ聞いてるんだけど。
Okay, so Karuna can sense that, something seems odd. The fact that Akito and Orihime are talking to each other differently, and they're calling each other differently. So going from Shiratori-san and Sorami-kun to Akito-kun and Orihime. So this is a good place to stop, and we'll see how all this goes in the next episode. So I'm pretty sure the observation camp is coming up very soon. So they already made some plans in the last episode, and I'm not sure when they're actually going to do this observation trip because Orihime is graduating soon, and this was planned so that it's one of Orihime's last moments that she can enjoy before she officially has to leave Mako Academy and move on to college. So it's also kind of interesting that Orihime really wanted to make up the Valentine's Day loss, and I think she did go overboard by giving Akito many things with chocolate. And it would have been good if, well, you could have some non-chocolate foods on the side to give the person some relief. But anyways, I'm sure that means that Akito will have to return Orihime's Valentine with an equal or greater amount on White Day, which is 1 month later. Or, well, actually less than 1 month because Valentine's Day is already over. But anyways, with that in mind, I'll see you in the next episode.